I've had some concerns voiced to me. Some people have been worried about me turning my whole channel into anime, seeing that my last 2 videos were about anime, and I haven't reviewed any real American cartoons since We Bare Bears. Well, to those of you worried I'm turning into a weeaboo, I have some good news for you. Glitch techs.
Who knows what really happens when a video game starts to glitch?
Wait, are you telling me that this is an action cartoon, not based on comic books or a spin-off of an older show, with bright colors and enjoyable animation, made by Nickelodeon and animated in the United States of America? Well, sign me the fuck up. What's the catch? It's on Netflix and it only has 9 episodes so far. God damn it. Well, it's an American action show. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. I'm reviewing it based on recommendations from comments in my last review. If you want to see me review a show, let me know in the comments. Glitch Techs is a show about 2 kids, Miko and High Five, who both become tech support at their local video game store. What tech support does has nothing to do with getting tech working properly. It has to do with hunting down glitches, which are like little video game creatures that escape from the video game world, and making sure no one remembers them for I don't know what reason. I didn't know anything about this show going in, so at the beginning of the first episode I was like, oh, this is like Code Lyoko. They have the glitches, that's basically Xana, they have memory wipe and a way to turn back time, which they had in the other show. But then in the next episode I was like, this is kinda like the first season of Steven Universe, where they go around killing those monsters and capturing the things they leave behind when they die. These 2 shows kind of formed together into an amalgam that I really started to enjoy. The rest of the show really wasn't anything like them, but still had residual elements from both. The one thing I knew about this show going in is that the animation was supposed to be really good. And hot damn is it good. The action scenes are colorful and fluid and easy to follow. The characters all have their own subtle movement styles in and out of fights, and designs that are versatile but simple. There are some really unique effects like this pixelation thing and the compression artifacting on the visors that I actually thought was just bad video compression at first. Also, the single best part about the animation in this show is Miko's hair. It's just so colorful, and the way it moves is almost hypnotic. Now this show is based around video games, and to go any farther with this review, I'm gonna need a drink. The writing of the actual plots of the show is pretty good. Everything is episodic, so there's no overarching story to keep track of, which is honestly a breath of fresh air, seeing that almost every cartoon in recent time needs some sort of plot arc that spans the whole series. If this show was on TV, it would be perfect for someone to turn to Nick and just watch one episode. I like the structure of this show, and I like the writing of each episode overall, but I really think the writing is the weakest part. Like I said, this show is about gamers, but it feels like not a single member of this show's staff have ever played a video game, or seen a video game, or held a controller, or stepped inside a GameStop. There's a few ways I can tell this. You know how in real life there's a whole industry based around video games? There's thousands of games made by hundreds of developers over dozens of platforms. Well, in this world, there's only one company. Imagine Nintendo, right? Nintendo makes every console, owns every video game store, develops every game in the world, which is probably less than 200 games total. That's basically Hinobi in this show's world. They also sell shoes for some reason. Real gamers don't wear shoes, are you kidding me? It's always sandals for me, buddy boy. This show is also the worst offender when it comes to using gamer speak. Oh yeah, nerds, let's pwn some noobs, 360 no-scope, kill streak rocket jump, yeah, loot boxes, Half-Life 3. All the catchphrases in this show sound like they're from Newgrounds in 2005. Just listen to the shit.
I choose you! Player readies for melee, he sprinkles, and unleashes his power combo, the triple jump!
Oh, check it out, Five! A red button! The mother of all buttons!
Nerds! Oh, ding!
Hype! Hello, my beautiful.
All we need is a little gamer logic and a plan, right? And you love plans.
Smash, smash, smash it up!
You think you'll outgun me with your tiny baby glove?
Wait, was that a fucking TF2 reference?
Tiny baby man.
Well, hell, if this show can make a reference to my favorite video game, then it's not all that bad. Either way, the crunch in this show is there, but it's kept to a minimum, so it's not that bad. The crunch isn't even the main problem I have with the writing either. Let's talk about characters. Miko and High Five, the two main ones. Let's start with them. High Five is one of the worst, blandest, generic, uninteresting, shallow, boring main characters in TV history. Here's a rundown of his personality. Yeah, there fucking isn't any. You can't even lump him into being a gamer because he isn't really a Cheeto-munching, soda-sucking nerd. He's just some dude with a geeky voice who happens to play video games. There's even an episode about how he isn't committed to beating every game he plays and then lies about it to sound cooler and seem like he fits in more. This character is like a blank canvas, other than the words "plays video games" written on it. I feel like I haven't talked enough about him, but I literally can't tell you anything more about him. He's that generic. You know what this character is? This is the cartoon equivalent of a Tinder profile with "I like dogs and food and The Office" as the whole bio. Those aren't personality traits, and neither is enjoying video games, because guess what? Fucking everyone likes dogs and food and The Office. Alright, now let's talk about Miko. Miko makes up for the lack of character in literally the rest of the characters, who I'll talk about later. She's an actual gamer, the kind that grew up playing games in a family that had no interest in sharing that with her. I can relate to this character on that level, and the fact that she loses focus really easily and probably has ADHD, which is probably why I'm gonna end up putting off editing this video for so long. I've started to come up with favorite characters in shows, along with the characters that I would most like to hang out with given the chance. I would probably play some Smash Ultimate with Miko, but she's not my favorite character in the show. That prize goes to this guy, the manager of the store the two characters work for, Phil. This is the most well-written manager I've seen. He's not an asshole for no reason, he's not gonna be your buddy or play video games with you, he's just there to keep the store running and make cash. I love characters like this. In such an absurd sci-fi fantasy world, you have to have the down-to-earth everyman who just wants to do his job, and I really appreciate characters like that. He really puts it into perspective that High Five and Miko aren't superheroes, they're just doing a job. Shows like this need a character that's still grounded in reality. What they don't need is Mitch.
I'm with tech support.
Fuck this guy, and fuck his character, and fuck his stupid bleach slick back, stupid looking hair. Why do good shows always have to have a character who's an asshole for no reason? Chloe in Miraculous Ladybug, Magic Man in Adventure Time, Benson in Regular Show, and fucking Kevin from Steven Universe. Stop making these characters. If anything, they're just lazily written. You don't need a token asshole character to start conflict in a show. Come up with something better. These characters are just getting annoying to see in every show. Just stop, alright? That's all I have to say. Mitch is an asshole. I wish he wasn't in the show. The show writers could have made a much better character than this. He's also got a British accent. Why do asshole villain characters, especially the lazily written ones, seem to have British accents? I know none of the examples I gave do, but it's pretty common. Is it to make them sound like a Bond villain or something? I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing it out, and I'm really genuinely curious. Alright, so in the end, is this show good? Do I recommend it? Well, that's really hard to say. I'm gonna keep watching it when more episodes come out at least, but I don't really know who I can genuinely recommend it to. I guess if you like well-animated action scenes and don't really care about lazy writing and cringe gamer dialogue, then give it a watch. And while I'm waiting for the next season, I'm gonna hypnotize myself with Miko's hair for a while.